Let's bring in Senator Jackie Lambie for her thoughts on this. So good morning, Jackie, good to see you. So should the Prime Minister explain if he raised this issue with Xi Jinping?
I think it's a pretty fair question, Pete. Did you or did you not raise this with Xi Jinping? It's a pretty simple one. Obviously, if he's not saying anything, I have my doubts that he bothered to raise it at all. That's the other issue. But seriously, you can't sit there and pretend you're going to be nice on trade while this is going on with our own Navy people that could have brought more harm to them, and without raising this. This is just ridiculous. What happened to the friendship and the trust that we were building and all the rest? And this is going on in the background. I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and look, it happened a day before he left APEC. You would suspect that he knew about it, right, as the Prime Minister?
Oh, surely you would have. If you didn't know about it, then I have to ask what the issue is between him and the Minister of Defence. Seriously, I mean, this is a pretty big issue. It should have been raised. But more importantly, simple, come out this morning. Did you know then? Come and answer some questions. Tell Australians what's going on. Keeping this in the dark is not helpful.
Okay.
Seriously.
So, yeah, I know, I agree. But, I mean, taking a different approach here, and this, of course, might all be revealed later and we work out what's going on, but taking a different angle, with the relationship getting better from a diplomatic point of view, do you let this one slide in the interests of better trade?
No, you don't let these things slide. You actually, this is where you say, hey, mate, what's going on here? You know, I think it's a fair question. And any leader that's hurt by us asking that, seriously, you have to ask what sort of relationship that we have with them. But this is a fair question. It puts some of our own at risk. It could have been worse. And I think that deserves to be, those questions deserve to be asked, and we would like some answers on why they were doing that.
We have had many discussions, Jackie, about, how close we are getting with China at the moment, and, the fact that, China will always look after itself, but this is an example of a leopard not changing its spots, right? This threat will always be there.
Well, I keep saying, you shouldn't trust China, nor should we put all our eggs in one basket. What is it, about 30% of our trade, our exports are all into China? Seriously, I just cannot believe that we've known this for years and we're still so heavily reliant when it comes to our export trade, when it comes to China, doing deals with them. Seriously, I mean, there's a whole world out there. It would be really good if you started looking for other trading partners that can take the stuff that they're taking. That would be helpful.
Just on immigration, a couple of questions here. The fact that there could be as many as 300 now that have a question mark over whether they're going to be released or not, particularly into the new year. Jackie, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's very, very worrying. But what's even more worrying is they won't answer my questions either, because I do know that we had, what was left on Nauru, we had between about 58 to about 65 personnel, and they've been flying them out back into Australia under the darkness of night over the last 6 to 9 months, yet I can't get any information on them. Now, I do know that doing that refugee deal with Scott Morrison, that there was always going to be left on Nauru about 70 refugees, because they could not be released because there were security concerns from right across the board, whether it was to do with rape, murder, terrorism or whatever. But where are these guys? And who's watching them? So, that's the other issue you have, and I can't get any answers out of them, mate.
Okay. What about this other story in The Age this morning, this exclusive story that they're running, Jackie? We'll have to leave it here. But police want to deport non-citizens whose visas have been cancelled, but they're trying to stick around and fighting deportation. Should they just be kicked out regardless? Or, I mean, you're getting into court issues here.
We've always said if they're not a good character, then we should have the choice to say, see you later, off you go back to where you come from. There's no doubt about that. So if that can be used, I don't know why we're not doing that, sending a very clear message out there to the rest of the world that we are not going to if you are not of good character, then don't bother coming here, and to deport them and send them back home. That's what we should be doing.
Jackie, we'll leave it there. We'll talk to you soon.